Okay, so now we've learned something about modeling and now we've been able to model this earthenware bowl. So now let's see if we can texture, light, and render. We're not going to see, we are going to texture, light, and render. So now press 1, press G, move along the Z axis, make sure the base is just above the line. Okay, so now let's give it a ground press, bring in a new shape, Shift A, remember the shortcut, select your plane, and I'll press S to scale it. So now we have a floor. Very simple. Let's come to here, come to this thing, this icon, it looks like a TV. That's the render properties. Eevee gives you non-realistic rendering until recently. The new version gives you realistic renders. My PC can't get that version. So, and my PC can't use Eevee. It crashes when it goes to Eevee. So, you can try, but you have to play with the settings a little in Eevee. So, we'll be using cycles. So now, if you come and click here, you enter the viewport, the render viewport. If you press Z and move your mouse up, and you let go of the Z, you also enter the render viewport. For some of you, it might take a while for the noise to calm down. So just bear with some of you, yours is probably going faster than mine. Now press Shift A again. If you come down here, you see light. For now, let's use the point light. If you add it, you won't see anything. Press G and then move your mouse up and then let there be light. So now your scene is lighted. If you get closer, you see. So now you can see the earthenware bowl. So now let's texture our earthenware bowl. If you come to material and then press new, you can play with the color, the metallic value, and the roughness. If you want more settings, come back to solid view, or you hold Z and send to 6, or send to the left, sorry, to the right. Now come, you see this thing, now click and drag it. Blender is very user-friendly and allows you to edit your viewport, your Windows interface to however you want. So me normally, I'd come here, you can go to the shading, do it if your PC can handle Eevee. And before I continue, save your work. Save your work. Blender is crazy. It will hurt you. It will give you depression. So now come here to this clock thing. This is the timeline. So here you can see all our render properties. You can see the 3D viewport, the same thing here. We want the shader editor. Click it. If some of you see this, just click on new and then you should have the same results as I have. So now you can see your thing. So now this is your texture. Everything here is here and there's so much more control here. So now press Z and send it to render. Now if you come here and then change the color, you see that it changes. Whatever color you want is your choice. So an earthenware bowl is usually a very dark color. Click your light and increase its power so that you can see it more. Good. So me, I love the black earthenware bowls, the dark ones. Now you think that's all, but that's not all. We want our earthenware bowl to look realistic and we want to add that artistic look I added in the thumbnail. So let's add some more features. And before we start, come over to edit, come to preferences, come to add-ons and search for node wrangler or just type node and then turn on the node wrangler. Alright, so now press Shift A inside the shader editor and then search for noise. Now, if you look at your earthenware bowl, you see that it's very smooth now. Earthenware bowl is made out of dirt. It's made out of clay, so obviously its surface is rough. So the noise texture allows you to create that effect. So now if you hold Control and Shift and click on the noise texture, you'll see that the color has changed. It's showing you the information that the noise texture is going to do. So now if you set it up, you can see there's something happening. Yeah. If you now press Shift A and search for color ramp, then just put it in between the line. You see that the line gets brighter, it means it will accept it. Then just plugs it in for you. Now if you click and send the bar up, it becomes deeper, increases its contrast. So I'll scale it up to about 90. Because we want to get those want those tiny bumps on the earthenware bowl. So now you can see, you can even let it go higher. I think 200 will be okay. Or you can just click and type 200. Now let's increase the detail to 16. And that should be okay. Press Shift A and look for the bump node. Connect the normals in here. Let's move this things back a little. Select color and drop it. Connect it into the height. If you want to, it's like this. So just click the yellow and then you can make your connections. Very easy. Then you can make your connections. Okay. So now we don't need this. We don't want our colors to be too harsh. So send this back. And everything should be okay. If you come and then press Control Shift and then you click on the principled BSDF, it sets it back to how it was. So now you can see that the textures are coming out well, but it's too strong. So if you want to zoom in, you can use the zoom in and zoom out. So let's reduce the strength of the bump. So click and drag it. If you want to have more control, you can hold Shift so that it moves much slower. 0.4 is still too much, so I'll send it down to 0.2, 0.25. Or you can just click and type it there. I'm just trying to see if it is okay. Okay, I like this. This one is much better. Let me make it 0.17. I think I'll be comfortable. I'm comfortable with this 0.17. Yeah, this is okay. Now let's create another one. This is the displacement. And earthenware bowl will get some cracks and wears in it. So let's add that one too. So press Shift A, come to the noise and press Shift D to duplicate and click. Now press Control Shift and click on the noise. Hover around your noise texture and press backspace. It sets everything back to its default setting. Now select the color ramp, duplicate it, Shift D, and then place it in between. I want to get those cracks. Send the black values high and press the plus, click the plus. You get another one. Send the color back to white and then move to the opposite side. And now you see that we are getting our cracks, but I want it to be thinner. So now zoom in, don't be shy, zoom in, and then drag it closer. Do the same to the other side. And now we have our cracks. So these are our cracks. I don't want it to be too much. I think 5 is okay. It shouldn't look like 2. It shouldn't be too much. Or even 3. 3 is okay. Add some, increase the detail. Does it look okay? Yes, I like this. I like this. Yeah. Okay. So now duplicate this again. We want to add like some chippings, like some part to be breaking off. So we want to add that one too. So now Control Shift. Let's look at the data here too. Press, hover around your noise texture, press backspace, everything resets. Duplicate the color ramp and then send that one to in. Press backspace to send it back. Now send this one all the way up. Scale it up. We don't want these things, they are not supposed to be big, they're supposed to be small. So now make them smaller. Tiny things like this, they are good. And send it up again. At this point, we can't see anything. You can copy the numbers, but your shape is different from my shape, so you have to play with it a little and see what works for you. I'm seeing this one is working for me. Maybe I'll send it back a little. Okay. So now let's connect all these things. Press Control. Okay, no. We are going to connect these into the displacement here. This one is going to create more depths and cracks for you. In later episodes, I'll explain displacements, or you can check online and see how the displacement works compared to the bump. So now press Shift A and type displacement and click it in. Connect this into the scale. Now hold Ctrl and Shift and right click on this color ramp and drag to this color ramp, and then we get this. So you can see both the data from this one and this one. If you hold Ctrl Shift and then click this one, you see the data properly. Come here and search for invert color and then plug it in. Then use the add, set it to add. Now you can see our tiny bumps. When I'm trying to tweak the values to see what works. Multiply. I think multiply works. Okay, I'm getting some results. I think this is good, but it's too much. So let's set it to B spline. Also, we having big holes like this. So play with it until it's not so much. Or increase the scale to make it smaller. Okay, so this is good. So now Control Shift and click. And now you can see a very nice blend of both. Set the factor up and then you can see that bumps nicely inside the work. I want to make this thing more tighter. Let me set this to B spline. Oh no, it doesn't work. Let me make it tighter. Okay. So now connect the displacement into the displacement map, the displacement output. Now Control, Shift, and click. And then we get that look again. I'm seeing an error. The bump has come out. The lines we did, the bumps have come out. So come here, select this and duplicate it and put it here. And that should fix the problem. Earthenware is too much. Hey, what's that? So Earthenware's bump is too much, so duplicate the color ramp and send it here. Good, so now you can see everything much clearer now. Press backspace around it and then tweak the settings so that it is much smoother. We don't want it to be too much. I think this is okay. So now we have a cracked earthenware bowl. Okay, so now that we've cleared that out of the way, connect the normal back into normal. And now we should have a very nice looking earthenware bowl. So now let's add a gold effect to our earthenware bowl. So enter the render scene, right? And then let's turn on the world scene. If just sorry on, don't mind me. So now this is our color. So now let's come here, take these two, click and drag, and then duplicate, Shift D. If you move the mouse up, it's so yeah. So I take control of what I want to. Let's add a new shader called the metallic BSDF. Now hold Control and Shift, right click on the principal or the metallic and drag it to the other. And then you can see that there's a difference. Now this factor allows you to control which one has more power. So you can see the earthenware more. If I drag the factor down to 0, you see more metal. So now we are going to use this value to control it. So wherever is white will be the earthenware bowl, wherever is black will be the metal. So now just plug that into this. And you won't see the you can see the effect, but we want this to be gold. So send the brightness high and then bring this to a yellow hue. And then you have your earthenware bowl nicely decorated. Now I want my earthenware to be a little more darker, so let me zoom in. Then I'll bring it down. Yeah, I think so. I'm comfortable with this. So now let's light our scene. Remember, if you render your final scene, you won't see the lighting from this. Let me increase the opacity so that you can see it well. So we turn on the opacity, you'll be able to see the HDRI. The HDRI is the picture that you are seeing here right now. It is giving realistic lightings to your scene. Let's give this a texture. If you add a texture, you cannot see it. Just press this and then 3, 4. Then you see it. So now let's reduce the roughness and then reduce the brightness of the color. Now this is looking nice. Let's go back into our viewport. Add a camera. So Shift A to add, then come to camera, click camera. And now if you look down, you can see your camera is viewing something else, not your port. If you want, not your Earthenware. If you want to prove of that, press 0 and you can see. Let me put this in. So when you enter camera mode, don't remember to turn this on. So toggle it. When you toggle it and you move around, the camera moves from your point of view. If you don't on it, the camera doesn't follow you. If I come, it doesn't move along. But with the camera view, when I turn on the lock and I move around, I move from the view of the camera. So keep that in mind before you start planning your shots in the video. All right, let's get back to it. Now the camera is not looking at it. So now zoom out. Remember, Control Alt to zoom, or use the scroll wheel, and then you will get a good view of your Earthenware bowl. So now let's go back into our render scene, and this is how your thing will look. So now let's light our scene. Turn the scene world off, and you can see that this is how your final render will look like. So now bring the light closer, Shift D, and bring another one. Let this one be close. Come out of the render view, enter solid. Let's set up our angles. If you press 7, you'll be able to see your thing from the top. So now you can light your thing better. So now bring the first light here. This will be our key light. This will be our fill light. Let it be a little bit further. And this will be the backlight, the rim light. In another tutorial, I'll teach about lighting in 3D properly. So now let's increase this one's power. We can leave this one the way it is. Let's increase this one's power to 240 and bring it down a little bit. We want it to light the rim. We want it to light inside. So now press 0, hold Z, and move your mouse up. The lighting should be looking somewhat okay. If it isn't, increase the power. I think this is nice. I want the color to be more dark, so I'll come to the settings and I'll send the darkness down again. I want the pot to look so colorful and bright. So if you're comfortable with your light, if you're not comfortable with it, you can go back and then you can edit it in real time if it is comfortable for your PC, but for me it isn't. So I have to, yes, I'm comfortable with this. So if you're comfortable with this, let's start rendering. If you want to render, come here, send it to cycles, set this to 100. It's already at cycles, sorry. It's already at cycles, so it's okay. So set this to 100, and then you can come over here to render. You can see render here. Before you render, move into the viewport display, because if it is in the render mode, it will put more pressure on your PC. So come to render and click render image. If you want the shortcut, it's F12 here. So click it and start rendering. So now your Earthenware is rendered and complete. If you want to save it, come to image and then click save, or press Alt S to save. So save it with the name you want and then press save as image. If you want to change the format, you can come here and change the file format. I stick to PNG. If you understand color depth and all those things, you can play with them and then save your work. So now you have successfully created an Earthenware bowl, a realistic Earthenware bowl in Blender. So if you made it this far, I congratulate you, you've done well. You have done something amazing. This is just a stepping stone. There's so much more you can do with Blender. I hope you learned so much from this tutorial, and I hope you see the potential of what this 3D software has to offer. If you enjoyed this video or if you learned anything, like and subscribe to my channel for more. See you in the next one.